the slave. Tall was my ego, small was the potential it chased. Fast-paced was this world, slow was my game. Clunky was the hamster wheel, stuck in it was my aim. Enough of good enough. It's time to slay that average game. The inner voice says, your life of magnificence awaits. Majority of you will not build a powerful life. The last thing you wanted to hear after so many inspirational stories. But that's the truth. Majority of you will not build a powerful life. And what is worse, you will learn to justify it and be okay with it. You will hide behind the facade of family priorities, organizational politics, comparing yourself with a little group of people that you meet on weekends. And by the time you realize, you will be deep into mediocrity. My story is not unique. I did not have a difficult childhood. I wasn't abused or discriminated against. I didn't marry into a family that made my life hell. Actually, nothing earth-shattering ever happened in my life. No horrible failures, no amazing successes either. What I did have was an epic realization that the colors of life that I really wanted to enjoy so much had somewhere down the journey of life converted into a black and white movie with no twists and no turns. Nothing worth talking about. Devoid of highs and devoid of lows. A boring straight line. That is how, ladies and gentlemen, I lived the first 42 years of my life. I didn't start like that. When I was young, I had promises. A school topper, national level ranker, 4 professional degrees to my credit. Every standard by which we are measured, I was set out to be successful. In fact, extraordinarily successful. And there I was, after 16 years of career, with the best brands, many of them Fortune 100 companies, stuck up in the web of my own making. In 2014, I got a rating that is given to only a handful in a 40,000 people organization. And I was handpicked for an extremely meaty, juicy, high-profile, critical project that involved rubbing shoulders with the CXO level stakeholders. Finally I was there. But that was the peak moment. And my downward slide had started. It took 4 years for that fall to become visible. When the sudden strike of an almost humorous redundancy shook my world. Humorous because my manager read out exactly the same legally approved script that I had written few weeks back for the employees who were being made redundant. I honestly thought she was practicing my script on me. And then I realized she was asking me to leave. My organization had enough of me and my non-glamorous contribution. I still remember the 45 minutes walk from the bus stop to my home that evening. The bus stop was a mere 50 meters away. So I got out from the bus and quickly reached the middle platform, waiting for the vehicles on the other side to slow down. I was looking at my house and the world stopped. I stood there, frozen, unable to cross the road that I had crossed 10,000 times before. The comfort of the house right in front of me, the one which I had built for years, it no longer appealed to me in the moment. Talking to my partner, which I really looked forward to every single day after work, suddenly lost its meaning. I was all alone in this, shocked to the core. What did I allow my life to become? I heard my silent scream. The question jolted me back to life. I looked at the watch. 45 minutes had passed. 45 minutes to cross a road that takes literally 3 seconds. All these years, I stayed in the illusion that I was still that outstanding school topper, national level ranker, the one who was known to have a Midas touch. But the truth was that I had stopped being one years back. Somewhere, I had fallen prey to the average game. And this truth screamed loud in my face today. I stood there, wrapped in my own mediocrity. I reached home, and what I saw next was totally unexpected. This amazing guy with whom I had spent 20 years of my life, he was jumping with joy. This is universe pushing you towards your destiny. I still remember his words. We were jolted into action. Over the next few hours, we knew what we had to do. I packed my bags, and over the next 3 months, I spent my time with world-class coaches, trying to find my missing pieces. And when I put them all back together again, I fell in love with what I saw. I realized that there is no need for any of us to stay stuck in the self-woven web of mediocrity. I realized that there is no need for any one of us to stay stuck in the self-woven web of mediocrity. No need to stay stuck in mediocrity. So here I am, reflecting back on my life and talking to you about mothering mediocrity. The problem with mediocrity is that with it by your side, you can very well survive till the day you retire. But survive, never thrive. Enough of good enough. It's time to end that average game and step into a life of extraordinary wins. When I decided to murder my mediocrity, here is what life treated me with. From not being able to speak in team meetings, in small groups, forget the large groups, being a shy introvert, having literally no voice, to building an expression that allows me to own the stage today. From a regular corporate person to an accidental entrepreneur, not knowing the rules of the game, struggling massively, financial difficulties. On top of that, being duped by my tenant in Sydney who decided that the best place to dump asbestos, the illegal asbestos, was my property. And as a responsible owner, I had to spend $131,000 to clear up that mess, leaving me with just $563 in my bank. 2 dependent daughters, one of them in year 12, doing her HSC, and with a heavy heart, asking them not to spend even $10 as they go out with friends in food courts. Buying vegetables from the back strands of the vegetable stores, 1-day-old vegetables, because that was all that my family could afford. And one day, when it got too much, I stood there in the center of my living room, taking a stock take off. What else do I have that I can feed into my dreams? That day, with my own hands, I built a wall right in the middle of my living room and gave a portion of it on Airbnb. And that fed us groceries for the next few months. From there to owning up a super successful global business today, helping people across 15 countries reflect upon their life. And as a byproduct of it, making 5 times the money that I was making in the corporate. From a mom who is caring to a super cool mom who is being followed not only by them but also by their friends. My daughter gifted me this tigress tattoo on my birthday in January. The tigress is moving towards the sun. It has been a journey of goosebumps. When life knocks you down, you reflect back on what has happened, why has happened, and get back again. Remove the dust from your clothes, look at life in the eye and say, no more mediocrity, no more average game, and embrace the best C's: clarity, confidence, courage, and certainty. It's time to end that average game. Because mediocrity is like a parasite. The more you tolerate it, the more it clings on to you. So what do? Firstly, know that stepping into your A game is always your choice. That day when I stood on the road, unable to cross it for 45 minutes, I was asking myself uncomfortable questions. I was reflecting back on my life. Today, it is your chance. So, as you go home back today, go into your rooms, find out the cleanest mirror in the house, stand in front of it, look straight into those eyes and ask yourself, am I playing it full? Those eyes, they don't lie. You will get the answer. And after that, my friends, occupy the space not only between your feet, because that's what you have been doing, but move one step left and one step right, one step backward and one step forward. And imagine if you do that consistently, day after day, month after month, year after year, how much bigger and better will your stage be? The universe has gifted you this arena. Occupy it full, claim it, and play it full. You stand at the edge of your reflection. I came to nudge you from mediocrity to magnificence. Thank you for trusting me with your